Hey, this is Kirk Hilliard.
And this is Rusty Byrd of the Kirk and Byrd Show. We wanted to start off by giving our condolences to the UVA football community, to the players, the victims and their families, and to just any and everyone around the state of Virginia that's feeling this grief right now. So to start off, instead of our music, we're just going to take a moment of silence. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. We have with us today Jay Gholson and Anthony Robinson. Rob, we're going to talk about high school football.
What's up? Hey, look, now, this is cool, man. I appreciate you guys, man, having me on with Jay Gholson, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, man. This is gonna be fun. So we wanted to give those the information about UVA and how we're feeling. But a lot of people watch our show to have escape. And so if we can give people for the next 45 minutes time to just not have to think about that, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try to have some fun, even though it's heavy on our heart. We're going to do that. So again, we got Jay Gholson, Mr. Prince William County, Northern Virginia, played at Potomac, and we got Anthony Robinson, Big Rob, Phoebus graduate, football legend, player, coach, everything. Joining the Kirk and Byrd Show.
All that.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
So, guys, we're going from the second round, and we're whittling down now. So we've got 16 teams in each region, and then that'll whittle itself down. I think or 8. But wanted to start with Division 6 because Rob, we've got Oscar Smith. We've got a great game coming up, and and we've got a Prince William slant on this also because Freedom Woodbridge is very highly ranked. I think that's
number 1
in the state. Right. So let's start off with the 7-5-7, which is basically your top Division 6 teams: Oscar Smith and Western Branch. It's the Seeds of Health, and then we've got Thomas Dale and Manchester. 2 good games.
2 really good games. I'm eager to see, not just the Oscar Smith Western Branch, but that Manchester Thomas Dale is, great matchup. Thomas Dale, then they lose to
Dinwiddie.
They only lost to Dinwiddie. Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie and
40 points.
Yeah, rare. So, this is a round 2 for them. They got a tough Manchester. So I think that one's going to be real good. That's an 8:04 game. It's going to be really pumped for them. But then you got this one in the 7-5 Oscar Smith Western Branch. Yeah. It was a 2-0 game. I was actually at that game. And and I thought Western Branch did some things that they didn't have or they didn't need to do. Like just stick to your script, give the ball to the running back, and leave, certain players where they, because Oscar Smith is still smart. They're a very good team. They play very good defense. So tendencies and things like that, you can't do that against a good team like that. And that game was 1 play away. So, but this time is at Smith. So, that's different. They get to have the lights and the smoke and the cage and all of that rah stuff. And so that, I got Smith still. I got Smith winning that one.
I like Smith.
Smith too?
I got Smith.
I think you never want to have to play a team again, that you've defeated. But I think Smith is too good. And I think Rusty's going to agree with me here. I like Manchester over Thomas Dale.
I like that pick.
And I like Smith going to the semifinals and coming up to Woodbridge for arguably the best game in the state out of all the divisions. So
that's the matchup a lot of people gonna want to see. That one, and when we get to the 5, but we'll talk about that when we get. That for 6A is, the way Jay pumps those guys up on the net. I think we gotta sign you up with a Facebook NIL or something.
So Rob, he's the announcer for their games.
I know that, man. I gotta come up there one game, 1 year and check them out, man. And,
so that's a good transition. But before we let's go down to Region B. But Rusty,
hold on, let me finish. I didn't make my prediction yet.
I am getting ready to lead you in, brother.
Okay, thank you.
Before we go to Region B, all three of us picked Oscar Smith. What's your take, Rusty? Look at that, man. Woo, softball.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I think it's hard to beat somebody twice.
Absolutely.
Especially when you barely beat them by safety. But I also think, Oscar Smith, Western Branch has a playbook that you guys revealed. Like, they only lost to the Zip without having that play. Like, you guys gave them film, you showed weaknesses, and you showed them if you get up on them, they might quit. Now, they are two-time defending champ. It's a great program. They've got crazy talent. But when it's a rivalry game and it was that close before, I wouldn't put it past Western Branch. So I'm going to say Western Branch is going to take this one. And then on
the road?
On the road.
Ooh.
On the road is just going down the street in Chesapeake. You know, it's a long street. It's a long street. But I'll say this. I don't think the thing at Western Branch most of the time is when the kids step off the bus, they scared. All right. Some Branch ain't gonna be like that. Phoebus wasn't like that. In fact, they probably got some confidence based on the last one and some real motivation. And then Thomasdale Manchester, I'm gonna do my analysis like I did for the Warwick one. Where I picked Warwick because the head coach was a fraternity brother in spring '90 Alpha. But so this one, I'm going Thomasdale because my cousin played there. And his dad, my first cousin, was on the coaching staff for a number of years. So based on that analysis, I'm picking Thomasdale. Okay. Really. No, let me tell you something. If you look at it, both teams are really good. Thomasdale's only loss was to Dinwiddie and Manchester was to Highland Springs.
Right.
Again, like if you take those off, like and even Oscar Smith, their only loss was to Phoebus.
Right.
And Western Branch's only loss was to Oscar Smith. Like
they lost to Kingsford too.
Oh, they did? Western did? Okay, they did. Okay. All right.
So Rusty, who do you have? Rusty, who do you have coming out of there to come up to Woodbridge to face Freedom?
So I think Thomasdale is going to come out of there.
Ooh,
because I think Thomasdale is going to beat Western Branch and Oscar Smith don't have to worry about taking that bus ride up to Northern Virginia.
Oh man,
hey guys,
hey Rusty, you might have upset some people down in my region with that one, buddy.
That's okay. That's okay. The 804 got my back.
I want to announce to you guys that we're on a pace for 112 minutes because we just spent 8 minutes on a quarter of a bracket. So let's do this. We got a lot of viewers in Prince William, and that's Freedom is the big dog there. So I want to let Jay and Rusty, since by the way, if you don't know, Jay is the voice of Freedom. He plays really good music too. So we got two games, Colonial Forge. So let's go into that. Freedom's playing champ. Let's touch on the Colonial Forge upset of number 2 Battlefield. And
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
That was not enough.
With it, Jay. Jay called it.
That was not enough.
Jay called it.
I called it too.
No, you didn't call it. You said look out for it.
But still, I did the Jay Gholson impression. I said, "Here's Jay. Don't count out Colonial Forge. They have a Hall of Fame coach, and I played for him, and then I coached with him at Hilton, so I know." But they got 2 Hall of Fame coaches on that staff, and they just coordinators. You can't count out Colonial Forge. And then when you look at their schedule, the only team they lost to, they was all in the playoffs, and we think they might have lost the last game on purpose to get the seeding just right.
They did.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
That's it. You said it right there. No. Colonial Forge is the best team that Patriot will play this year. Because they have, like I said before, they have a good team, a tough schedule. They beat Mountain View, who was undefeated and a top 5 team.
Very good.
I don't think Patriots offense can get past that big defense. There's some big boys at Colonial Forest. There's some big country boys. And I'm telling you, I just don't. I mean, I think old big Colonial Forest will win that game because they're not afraid.
Okay, so you got Colonial Forest going to the final. Then we got Freedom and Champ. Champ is a big passing team. So I like Freedom in that one. I don't see Champ overcoming Freedom unless Patrick Bryan goes wild and they run a different kind of offense. But I like Freedom. I like Freedom playing Colonial Forge also.
Yeah. Now also back to Champ. Champ has a small offensive line.
Yep.
Patrick Bryan is a great quarterback. However, on Freedom, I said last week, there is about 3 or 4 DBs at Freedom who have Division I talent.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see Bryan going against those DBs because you have Jeff Overton, you have Cam Courtney, you have EJ Reed. I mean, they're like the no-fly zone. That's their nickname.
He's better. He's better when he's flushed out of the pocket than he is just sitting back in a good pocket. So that's where he's dangerous. But I think that I just think Freedom's got too much talent.
Yeah, you go out of the pocket. Guess who you're going to meet? TJ Bush is right there.
So is anybody not going to pick Freedom to win this region?
No, I'm not going. I'm picking Freedom.
All right, Freedom and Colonial Forest with your Prince William.
But let me say this. The thing that Champ can do is score. They can score. And I know you're talking about how great the Freedom defense is, and I agree. But they haven't played a team that can put up this many points. If you look at their scores, like they're against Patriot, they put up 59 points. In a loss, they put up 53. So my point is this. Even in their playoff game the other day, they started slow but got 44 on Forest Park. I think Freedom will win, but I think they're not going to necessarily go score for score, but they can put up points and they can strike quickly.
Rusty, I would take Stonebridge's offense over John Champ's offense.
They're different, but
let me just say this. I know what you're saying with this. The same guys that are playing defensive back are also playing offense. And if they're playing, and they've done that all year, I know they play both ways and all that, but they're going to be running a lot on defense. And then they're going to go, and then presumably they'll be running a lot, scoring touchdowns with offense.
I think it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Oscar Smith beats Freedom at Freedom.
No, that's not good. Well, I'm flipping on that one. So, let's go to the other side. All right, we got Fairfax County. This is where, Fairfax County is all 6 teams. And
hold up, man. I didn't say Patriot.
What did you say?
Can beat Freedom. I've said that since the season preview.
Yeah,
I've said if there's based on the matchup, I said if anybody can beat Freedom.
AJ, that's how I felt when he said Thomas Dale beating Oscar Smith. Okay? That's the same way I felt, Jay.
No, wait a minute. No. Hold on. If Oscar Smith won't even get to Thomas Dale, if they do play Thomas Dale, they would beat Thomas Dale. But Western Branch.
Oh yeah, you got Western Branch. Yeah, like Jay, exactly. Jay. No, shake your head.
No, Rusty. Man,
Rusty, you haven't picked a winner yet. You've been talking a long time. Who do you have winning that bracket or the region?
Freedom. I'm saying,
for Freedom.
I'm saying if anybody can do it,
right. Coach Overton.
I want to be able to hold on. If it happens, I want to get the Jay Gholson credit because Jay didn't pick Colonial Forge. He just said it could happen. So I just want to be on record as saying
I'm going to say it in this order. I'm going to say it in this order. This is the ranking for those 3 teams. And it's going to be interesting. I think Champ has the best chance of beating Freedom. And I think that Forest Park is 2nd, and I'll put Patriot at 3rd. I'll leave it there. All right. But I think Freedom's going to win.
Okay.
Hey, look, I got a little birdie in the sky, though, Jay Gholson. They told me you guys don't have a lot of depth up there.
They don't. They don't.
That's true. You're right. We got 30 I want to say 30.
I think it's only 44 on the whole roster.
44, 40, yeah.
And
Yeah,
a
we
lot
know.
of those kids go both ways.
I got to be the master of ceremonies here. We spent.
I just got a birdie, man. You know, I got some.
You're right. You're
All
right.
right. We got. Let's go to Fairfax County and get through to 5 because we got a lot of 7-5-7 teams in 5. So the Region C is the seeds held. So we've got 2 really good games. Fairfax and Lake Braddock is a barn burner. I like Fairfax. And then South County and West Springfield, I like South County. What do you say, Rusty? Because I know you got a dog in this race.
Oh, yeah. I'm Lake Braddock. I know Fairfax has got some talent. They got the kid from Miller from Hilton that transferred over there. And they've got the kid going to Penn State. But Lake Braddock, man, they've just got to break through at some point. Like, they've been great for years. They've got a great system. They always produce good quarterbacks. I like Lake Braddock. And also, again, my in-depth knowledge, my wife was an All-American track athlete at Lake Braddock, leading them to 5 state championships between indoor and outdoor, and then ran at the University of Maryland. So I'm picking Lake Braddock for that reason. And
shout out.
And yep. Leah Burr used to be Leah Moore. And then South County, you know me. My old youth league quarterback, who I was the quarterback coach and defensive coordinator, though, South County, Jordan Dennis is quarterback in South County and was one of the best quarterbacks in all of the state last year. Passed for over 3,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and just as a sophomore and didn't get a lot of credit. So I love Jordan, and I think they're gonna beat West Springfield.
I got Fairfax and South County.
I like Fairfax.
Okay.
Yeah, Fairfax.
All right, Coach Trey Taylor, tell your kids that you got a non-believer here because I know you think everybody's rooting against you for Fairfax. So what about the winner of that? I like Fairfax.
Same here. Fairfax all the way to the state championship.
All right. Rusty, I know who you like, right?
I like South County.
You can't
Come on here.
Big Rob,
I'm saying,
what say you? You know enough.
South County. I'm going South County.
All right, Fairfax.
they've been there they were in there 2 of the last 2 years.
The 7-5-7 has beaten up on South County enough, so I respect South County.
Okay.
Moving along, we've got the other half of Fairfax County, which is we've got Centerville, we've got McLean, and I believe it's
Madison.
Madison
and Yorktown. 3 of those teams are from the Concord district. And I think James Madison, who started off really bad, they started 0-3, I believe, but has been on an 8-game winning streak. Yorktown is good for their district, and they usually always get about this far. But I would say James Madison will play Centerville, and like I predicted before, I think Centerville has a great chance to get to the state finals. And so they lost their way a little earlier this year. But I think Centerville will end up beating Madison to get.
I think their running back. I think their running back's too good. But Westfield, that was a barn burner with Herndon, and so I'm going to pick Centerville and Madison. Madison's going to beat York. So we're going with this half. We're going to have Centerville taking on. You like Lake Braddock. We like Fairfax. What's the state final going to be?
It'll be Fairfax. It'll be Fairfax High School.
Against who?
Against
Freedom.
Freedom.
In the final.
I'm picking Freedom too.
Yeah.
Rob, you're going to stick up for that 7-5-7, aren't you?
Oscar Smith wins.
Okay.
3. It don't matter the opponent.
Okay. Jay,
I think
you owe half of Oscar Smith dinner, so we'll take
they will not come up to my house in Prince William County. You know,
why not? Why not?
That's a long bus ride.
It'll be a day game.
It'll be a great bus ride back.
All right. All right. So, guys, we took 19 minutes to get through one class, so we're going to have to pick it up. So let's go. That's
Jay. That's Jay. Division.
It's Freedom. All right, let's go to Division 5, which is incredible
incredible. That's a
All right,
very
Region
good
A, 757, probably the best bracket this weekend. Green Run's playing Salem. Kempsville's playing Cox. I'm going to stay on the Green Run train. I like Green Run winning that and going to the state semifinals. So, as our guest, Rob, you got all the knowledge down there. Who do you like coming out of there? The two games.
Hey, listen, once again, I was at the Green Run Salem game. That's crazy. I was at that one this year. I got a chance. Salem actually played them well early on. Yep. They ran the ball well, but just Green Run just was better. You know what I'm saying? They made plays, when they needed to make plays. Bend don't break, and then it just got too much in the second half. I think it'll be pretty similar once again in the second game. It's at Green Run this time. It's not at Salem. Like I said, the same way the other one was. That's crazy. The Hostage Smith one was the same way. But yeah, it's at Green Run this time. So I like that one. And then the other game is Cox
and Kempsville.
Cox Kempsville. I think Kempsville wins that one. Cox is they're solid. They're a big team. We scrimmaged Salem and Cox this year. Phoebus did, so I'm pretty familiar with Cox. And they're solid. They're okay. But I just think Kempsville with the running game, they have a two-headed monster in the backfield, and they want to rematch with Green Run. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So who do you like coming out of there, Rob?
I got Green Run. Green Run stays in my final, waiting on more.
Okay. All right. Rusty, Jay, let's roll through it.
I like Green Run.
All right. Rusty, you're going to pick
Tallwood. I like Green Run to play Kempsville, but I think Kempsville's going to. They're only three losses over the last 2 years have been to Green Run, and I like Kempsville to finally to get the dub.
So you 757 people at the beginning of the season, we interviewed Coach Rose, and he predicted you guys are going to beat Green Run this year. So 3-1. All right, let's go down to another exciting one that's got two Peninsula District teams, Maury Menchville and Nansemond River, Kickintan. I like Maury and Kickintan.
Yeah.
I like Maury to win that.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I think
exactly correct. I got the same exact thing.
Yeah.
As much as I believe, without a doubt, that the division Class 5 is the top to bottom. I mean, even teams that didn't make the playoffs, so the best class in the state. I think this is the weakest region. And unfortunately, I think part of that is because some of the PD teams just aren't quite there. So I think Maury is going to come out of there. But Menchville pulled an upset, and you've seen these teams. What is it? They beat Woodside. What is it? Woodside, they just don't have it this year.
Woodside injuries. They're not really as good as it needs to be a change around there. I'm not knocking nothing on, Danny Dotson. He does a great job, but
still solid.
It's not an inspired place to be right now over there. And
yeah,
the
that's
kids,
what I've heard.
like I said, injuries too. They ended the season with like 6 starters out, both sides of the ball. So it was tough for them at the end of the season. But Kickintan has Kickintan has to play better offense though. Right. Offense, they won 7-0. They only won 7-0 over Norview.
Yeah, and yeah.
The defense is solid, but the offense has to get better. But I do think they'll beat Nansemond and play Maury. And but I agree with you. That's probably one of the weaker regions.
Look out for Kickintan too. I know they're right down the street from Phoebus, but they're in a different division. And Coach Super,
he's done a super job. Yeah.
He does. I like
Coach Super a lot.
We've had him on the show a few times.
Yeah.
So
Kickintan,
my heart is
I'm sorry, Rusty. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying my heart is pulling for Kickintan to win this region, but it tells me Maury's going to win, and I have my niece and nephew attend Maury, so
yeah,
I'm okay
with you on that. Yeah, I got Maury coming out of there.
So Kickintan and Maury fans, we've interviewed your coaches. So if you want to look back in our episodes, we got that. So I think we can go through Region C pretty fast. Does anybody think that Highland Springs is not going to win that because I think they're going to just crush Freeman.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I mean, I don't think so, but who else is in it? Like, who's else?
They're playing Freeman. Freeman's not bad. They got a really good player on the attack. And Glenn
Then
Allen.
they get the winner of Glenn Allen Byrd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have them. Their schedule was top notch.
Highland Springs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Highland Springs will beat LC Byrd. And then they're going to go up against Jay. You like that? Highland Springs?
Yes.
All right. Stonebridge Riverbend, great game. I'm going to be at that one on Saturday or Friday. And then Mountain View, great. Okay. Great games right here.
Yeah.
I'll start off. I watched Stonebridge. They did not play that well on Friday, and they had some kids out, but they have gotten a lot better. They have a lot more depth, good players than I thought. Stonebridge will beat Riverbend, and I think they will beat Mountain View. But I will say this, Patrick Henry is going to give Mountain View a heck of a game. And I like Stonebridge coming out of that. And I'm actually giving Stonebridge a chance now. I think they have a 1 in 8 or 9 chance of beating Highland Springs. So I'll leave it at that. And let's see. Big Rob, I got a feeling I know who you're going to pick.
You got, Stonebridge.
Okay.
Mickey Thompson.
Bulldogs, Stonebridge, Hay Road.
Like I said, the 757's got a great connection with Stonebridge. Us Phoebus guys beat them 3 years in a row,
Bro, yeah. Yep. And then Highland Springs had beaten them for about 5 years in a row, too. Yeah. But they played some tough games. So
they're good. Stonebridge is a very good program. They're a very good program. So this is their time of year.
I saw both Stonebridge and Riverbend play against Freedom. I sat right there beside Jay. And Stonebridge played Freedom the best. You would not believe that, Riverbend had only lost like 1 game this year if you had seen that game, because I think didn't Freedom put about 70 on Riverbend, right?
74.
Wow.
74. Yep.
74.
Same thing they put up on
74, Jay. Correct them, Jay.
Right. 74. They did the same thing in Forest Park. Stonebridge, I think they beat them Stonebridge 36-13. But I got Stonebridge winning that. And then Mountain View beating Patrick Henry. But I'm going to tell you, man, Mountain View, from what everybody was saying earlier, they lost to a conference rival in Colonial Forge. I was hearing Mountain View was one of the best teams in the state. So I'm going to say this is the year that Mountain View gets past Stonebridge. They'll lose to Highland Springs.
All right. Woo. So
just say, Mickey, hey, I love you, Mickey, but Mountain View.
I like Stonebridge. Jay, who you got? I know you got Stonebridge, right, Jay?
Is anybody writing this down? Kirk, is anybody writing
Stonebridge
stuff down?
And I think Mountain View is the best team out there. I think Mountain View is going to be Mountain View coming out of there.
All right. So we've got I've got Highland Springs winning that side. So we got Stonebridge and a Mountain View, a couple of Mountain Views. So does anybody think Highland Springs could lose in the semis against Stonebridge or Mountain View?
No.
Okay.
No.
On the other side, we've got Green Run facing Maury.
Yes, sir.
Green Run.
No,
like
we
Green
don't.
Run. It's the year of Green Run.
We got
Green Run.
Kempsville Highland Springs final.
Ooh. Oh, all right. The Chiefs.
I haven't seen them, but I don't think Maury's that good. So I mean, Maury will lose to Green Run or Kempsville.
Green Run is good.
They won't be in the final.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're moving on up like the Jeffersons. So what we got here, man? Let's go to 4. All right, we're getting back to the 757, Chickasee. We got number 1, Warwick. We know who Rusty's picking. Okay, that's a fraternity brother connection. Man, that's a good game. Warwick and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we got Keats Fork and War Hill. Some people down there, Rob, are saying don't sleep on War Hill.
No, they played Warwick earlier this year. I was at their Warwick War Hill game at Todd. War Hill was actually in that game before the half. It was like 7-0 maybe, something like that. It was really tight. War Hill was pretty tough. But no, they're a pretty good team. But that's a really good one. Churchland Warwick, the quarterback, the Hillman kid is very good. And if Warwick doesn't do a good job tackling and corralling the ball and not allowing that kid to be great, they could get upset because they struggled with the 3-7 Hampton.
That was what I was gonna say. Yeah.
They were down early 6-0 in the second quarter. They was 0-0 in the first. Hampton went up 6-0, and I mean, but that's a 3-7 Hampton, and you're a 1 seed. You have to play like a 1 seed this time of year. So I'm going with Warwick because they, maybe the letdown's over with from last week. Not taking Hampton serious, familiar foe. So I got Warwick coming out of that and playing what we said, War Hill, Kingsport. I got Kingsport coming out winning that one.
That's who I have.
Yeah, they get that quarterback back. He was out last week with a concussion.
Right.
Oh.
Jay?
What you got, Jay?
Thanks, Anthony. Same thing. I have Warwick.
I like Warwick.
Okay, so from what I've heard, Churchland has a lot of talent. I've heard they've got some athletes, just raw athletes. But from what I also understand, they're not very disciplined. And so if Warwick, from what I hear, they're very well coached because their coach is an alpha, spring 90, number 1, like me. So I know they're disciplined, but I'm worried, like you said, man, if they could barely beat Hampton. I say this, I think Warwick will win if they stick to what they do, but they can't sleep on Churchland because, like I said, if they are focused and those coaches can corral and keep them boys together, like they can ball. They can ball. My brother seen them practice and he was like, yo, they got some athletes, but I won't say what else he said, but yeah. Yeah.
So who do you like?
And then I think I like Kings Fork to play Warwick and Kings Fork to come out of here.
Okay. Well, let's hop down to another incredible region. So we've got Dinwiddie, who whipped Thomasdale, facing Hanover. Those are the seeds holding 1 and 4. And then we've got King George and Verina, and King George is higher seeded than Verina. I'm gonna go.
King George is good.
Didn't King George beat somebody earlier this year?
Yeah. Luis is another one. They're on the other side, but I'm gonna stay with. I think Dinwiddie, Verina, and the winner of that game is going to win the state championship. So I think it's going to be Dinwiddie, and they're going to beat Kings Fork. But I'll let you guys chime in on that because that Dinwiddie Verina game, a lot of people think those are the 2 best teams in 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dinwiddie over Verina is better. I mean, better than Kings Fork or Warwick. I think they'll beat them or whoever comes out of there. They're really good. Both of those teams. I mean, Verina played in the state final last year, and Dinwiddie is known to play well in the playoffs. So I got Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I got Dinwiddie and Verina with Dinwiddie coming out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty?
Yeah. So Massaponax, which is good. King George beat them 55-10. And they are a really, really good team. Like I said, they've got some great receivers. But I think that it will be Dinwiddie. Gosh, man, Verina, they're the defending state champs, man. I like Verina to beat King George, but that's going to be a tough one. And I think Verina beats Dinwiddie. Just they're loaded, man. And they've got the confidence. So we'll see. But King George is undefeated, and they're really tough. Like I said a few weeks ago that this bracket right here is one of the toughest. Period. Yeah. I like Hanover beat Eastern View, who I thought was really, really good.
Culpeper's got some good players down there, man. In Culpeper. Yeah.
All right, let's hit that other bracket.
All right, so we got we're coming back out here to Loudoun, and unfortunately, we had 3 of the 4 teams from Loudoun in this bracket knocked out. So Loudoun County is the #1 seed, and they won handily. They're going to be facing Sharanda. Sharanda is a great program. Those Winchester headed out there are good. And then we've also got Millbrook, another great school. Eric Green, ACC Player of the Year, basketball, went to Millbrook. And Kettle Run. Rusty, that's your team you've been talking about. I like Loudoun facing Kettle Run, and I like Loudoun going to the state semifinals. So this is an interesting one because 4 teams that are, I think any of these teams could win it. I think Loudoun County, Kettle Run, but any of these teams could win it. Seriously.
Yeah.
I have Loudoun County and Kettle Run, but I have Kettle Run beating Loudoun County.
Mm.
I think we had, Loudoun County's coach on, my boy Jeremiah's on the staff. My nephew, his son is playing varsity as a 9th grader. But I tell you, Kettle Run is tough, man. And I think it'll be Kettle Run versus Loudoun County with Kettle Run getting the win. For our listeners that don't understand, this is the one region that does their playoffs differently than others. They don't go 1 to 8. They take the top 4 from 2 different districts. And number 1 from the Loudoun district plays the number 4 from the other district. And that's how they do it. Yeah, that's how they do it. Yep. So and this, and so I was surprised the 3 of the 4 Loudoun teams lost, head to head to that other district. But I like Kettle Run to come out of there.
All right, Coach, riding ball. He's picking against you. I like County. So we got 1 County, 1 Kettle Run. Jay, you said Kettle Run?
Yes.
All right. Big Rob.
I'm gonna go Kettle Run. I'm gonna go with Rusty.
Okay.
Kettle Run. I done heard some of his shows. I done watched.
We'll take you out
So,
there.
Hey, Rob, and I'm gonna give you another bit of my insight. Kettle Run is only like 3 miles from the Prince William County line. So that's another. They're really close to Patriot High School.
Yeah, you can go cow tipping out there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting there. We're at about 37 minutes. We got another good one, and this is a part of the state we're not as familiar with, and that's Glass and Amherst are basically in that Lynchburg area, and Amherst pulled, they upset Orange County, sort of. I like Glass winning that, and then Louisa County and Salem. I like Louisa County winning that, and I like Louisa County facing Loudoun County in the state semifinals to face Dinwiddie. So what do you guys think? This is another really good bracket region. I'm
going EC Glass. My guys knocked off Liberty Christian.
Hilltoppers. All right.
Yeah, man. Coach is a good guy. We actually dressed there and used their weight room there when we went up for the state last year. So EC Glass.
They play Liberty Christian this year in the regular season?
Yeah, they beat them.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They beat them in the last game of the season, I believe.
That was Liberty Christian's only loss this season. So
wow, okay.
Shout out to EC Glass.
Rusty and Jay.
Yeah.
EC Glass.
Andre Kendrick, EC Glass.
All right. None of us said Salem. That is a very storied program that has won multiple championships.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I've got Louisa in Loudoun County, and I've got Kings Fork and Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie beating Kings Fork, and I like Loudoun County facing Dinwiddie. Loudoun County, I'm sorry, you're not going to beat Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie beating Loudoun County. So basically, we're bringing all 4 together. So Rusty, I'll set it up for you. You've got Kettle Run basically facing Glass. Who do you like to win that, Mr. Byrd?
Glass. I think this is the time when that Lynchburg area is going.
All right,
yeah,
so
I like Glass.
Big Rob, who you like? You got Kettle Run and you got Glass. Who do you like?
Glass.
Glass. Okay. All right, Jay.
Kettle Run.
Okay, Kettle Run. There you go. He's always sticking with the Northern Virginia teams. All right.
Now,
all right. Does anybody? All right, you guys. All right. I think somebody picked Verina. I picked Dinwiddie. Big Rob picked Dinwiddie. Did you guys 2 guys pick Verina?
I picked
I
Dinwiddie.
picked Verona.
Okay. All right. So I think we've got a Dinwiddie, Glass, or Dinwiddie, Loudoun County. Is that correct? Or does anybody think that Kings Fork can beat Dinwiddie?
No.
Okay. So Dinwiddie, Coach Billy Mills, check out our show. We want to have you on after you win. And if you don't, hey, there's some bulletin board material. Now we're going to the Phoebus Phantoms.
The best school in the state.
All right, Brentsville District, we are going to bring you into this conversation. So this is Phoebus and everybody else. So
Absolutely.
let's short circuit it. All right, Norcom, they're going to roll over, a little stiffer. And then Lafayette Lake Taylor is a barn burner
That's
of.
going to be a good one.
Let's take Big Rob's analysis. I'm going to take Lake Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going to take Lake Taylor too. Physical. Hank, this isn't the same team from last year that Hank had. Hank Sawyer from Lake Taylor. They're very good. They got the big, tall receiver. And the defense is stout. So I think the speed and athleticism. Lafayette is good though. They run their stuff. I mean, they won the title a couple years ago. Very good.
They beat y'all in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that spring COVID chip.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, they beat us in that one. But yeah, very good program. I think that's probably going to be a really good one. But I got Lake Taylor coming out of that one. Hank Sawyer.
Jay?
I have Lake Taylor as well.
All right. Does anybody have Phoebus not winning this region? No.
No.
Smart. Smart. Everybody's smart.
I got Phoebus.
I said we can all read and count. We know Phoebus is going to win that one.
Yeah.
I got Phoebus playing a close one against Lafayette.
Okay. All right.
I think that may be their biggest challenge to the state championship.
All right.
No.
So hold on. Let's go down.
Who do you,
I think so too, Rusty. I agree with you. That region, they're fine after that region.
Yeah.
They're going to roll the state championship. Let's go Brentsville District. By the way, the next game.
I can't say their biggest challenge. I mean, if they beat them by 30 and they beat everybody else by 50, that was their biggest challenge.
No, sir.
All right, hold on. We're moving on. So Brentsville's going to win this one, but they're going to get their first, I know they lost a game earlier, but Warren County, I like Brentsville.
They only lost to Kettle Run. Their only loss is to Kettle Run.
Right. I like Brentsville going down to Phoebus in a rematch. So Brentsville, Coach White, you got your work cut out for you because Phoebus is off the chain. Anybody not have Brentsville going to Darling Stadium in 2 weeks from Friday?
No, I was there. I was at Brentsville on Thursday night, and they will get to Phoebus.
Okay.
And
all right.
Yeah.
So Region C is Liberty Christian, and then Turner Ashby beat Spotswood. That's a big Harrisonburg area rival. And then you got Heritage and Brookville, two teams in the Lynchburg area.
Is that Heritage in Lynchburg?
Heritage is in Lynchburg, yeah. And Brookville is right outside of there. So yeah, I like Liberty Christian and Heritage, and I like Heritage beating Liberty Christian.
Ooh.
I'm with Kirk. I'm with you on that one. That's the same thing I thought. Yeah. Or that's the same thing I'm going with. I'm going with Heritage and Lynchburg beating Liberty Christian.
We might have to get Andre Kendrick on here next time, Rusty. But Jay and Rusty, who do y'all like?
Liberty Christian.
Okay. I think Liberty Christian will come out of that again. And then I do want to say this. Brentsville, again, I think they're going to get there, and their path actually got easier. The one team that gives them any competition is their rival in football, Skyline, and they were upset by Goochland. So the one team that might have given Brentsville some trouble, they're already out. But again, I think Brentsville getting to Phoebus is going to be a great accomplishment.
All right, so we're down to our last region. Not too bad, guys. We're at 44 minutes, so. We got Lord Botetourt playing Bassett, great team down in the Martinsville area, Maurice DeShazo school. And then Stanton River pulled an upset over a great Magna Vista program. Christiansburg. Don't sleep on Christiansburg. I like Lord Botetourt playing Christiansburg, and I like Lord Botetourt coming out of that. There's one thing I was trying to get in, and I'll let you guys go, is Coach White, you guys over at Brentsville, no one's picking you to beat Phoebus. And I don't think you'll beat Phoebus.
Whoa.
You did. No, you didn't, Jay. You're not that silly.
Brentsville will punch him in the mouth.
That's not for kids, you silly wabbit. Come on.
It'll be a close game, and Phoebus will barely beat Brentsville.
Barely beat them by what? 9 touchdowns?
Jay, let me just say, I was on the sideline in the Brentsville game. And I interviewed some players afterwards, and I talked to the coach, and we've had the show. I just being honest, Brentsville, they just don't have the size. And I'm talking about the line, offensive and defensive, and even their receivers. They don't have the size. If Phoebus never even throws the ball, I think they could just pound the rock. But then when you add in Bass, I mean, it's just going to be.
If Brentsville.
Hold on a second.
All right.
All teams, including Phoebus, including Hampton back in the day, Oscar Smith, Freedom, there's always one game that goes either way.
Right.
For Phoebus, it'll be Brentsville.
No, it's going to be Lake Taylor. So anyway,
yeah.
If Brentsville beats Phoebus, I will sleep in a Speedo on the corner of 25th Street and Jefferson Avenue all night. Okay?
If Brentsville beats Phoebus, I'm definitely coming. I'll probably come. I'll come to every home game at Freedom.
Okay.
Next year.
All right, so I got us off track.
Hold on. And if Brentsville beats Phoebus, I will be there recording Kirk sleeping on 25 and Jay, because I'm gonna hold you to it.
Right.
Don't just say it.
Every home game, Jay. Every home game. You soon as you give me the schedule, I'm at every home game.
There's a chicken seat up there too, man.
Rob, based on what I just heard, I'm pulling for Brentsville. I'm not saying they're gonna win, but I just want to see Kirk sleep on 25 and Jay, bro.
All right, Botetourt, Christiansburg. Who do we got there? I like Christiansburg to pull the upset. I know Botetourt's a very good team. Got a great lineman. God bless the UVA family. They've got some UVA coaches there, Coach Tolliver, but he's not the head coach. But who do y'all like coming out of here? And then we're going
Lord Botetourt for me.
All right, that's a safe pick.
Yeah. Lord Botetourt.
Bassett Maurice DeShazo's high school to play Christiansburg, and Christiansburg to come out of there.
All right, so we have Phoebus Brentsville facing Christiansburg, and I've got Heritage. So we got to split there. But can anybody challenge Phoebus? Any of these teams?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's close with this. Who's the best team in the state?
Phoebus.
Freedom.
Highland Springs.
Ooh.
Highland Springs.
And I'm just saying it because their schedule was crazy tough, and they beat some of the best teams in other states.
That's all.
How many teams?
Hey, listen. I respect her. I respect it.
Highland Springs, Phoebus, Freedom, and then we go with the 4 champion, Dinwiddie. Oh, that's tough, man. I don't know, but anyhow, great teams.
All great.
Yeah,
all great teams.
Yeah, I mean, none of us would be surprised if any of those teams beat each other. I mean, they're just
for real.
Yeah, all great teams.
All right,
might got to set up a Freedom's Phoebus game in the future.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get you guys to come down here. Bring.
Oh yeah.
And look, I might let you announce at Darling Stadium.
Okay.
See if we can work something out. All
right.
Well, Jay plays good music. I'll say that.
Tell him bring your mic. You announce when y'all on offense. You announce y'all stuff. And I announce our stuff. Listen, it'd be like a tag team.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So before we close, all right. So everybody out there, please subscribe to us. And then we talked to a number of the teams. We've got interviews with Diary McCain, Mari's coach, Brandon Williams at Green Run. We got an interview with him, Jeff Super at Kickotan. And we've got others, Mickey Thompson, Coach Reidenbaugh at Loudon, and I can't think of all of them right now, but you can go and look through our episodes, and we've got some Virginia Tech content. But I do want to close on this. The kids that lost their lives last night in Charlottesville, that's the worst call ever. And we were all talking, these were very, very good young men, good-looking kids, had a bright future. They were on the way to getting their degrees and doing great things in life. And I got to tell you, it's emotional just talking about it, but I think of their parents, and kids are supposed to outlive their parents. So our thoughts and our prayers are with everybody in the UVA Charlottesville family and those players. So we're going to close on that. We will, like I said, Rusty, we like this as we can get away from the entertainment, but why don't you take us out, Rusty?
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Kirk, for that. Guys, I appreciate you being on the show. You're experts in your area. But Jay don't really know what he's talking about. So
Exactly.
Bob, I got Matt. Hey, no, you gotta give Jay credit because he gives love to his area.
For sure.
Yeah, man. And so look, I'm just hoping for some really good games. I have my heart in certain places. But overall, I just want kids to be safe, have fun, and have great sportsmanship. And again, I appreciate you guys. We'll get you back on here for Big Rob, Anthony Robinson, Jay Gholson, the Godfather, Prince William County Sports, and my co-host, Kirk Hilliard. This has been Kirk and Byrd.
Appreciate you guys, man.
I hope it's warm on December 2nd if I have to sleep outside.